So moving on to trading, because this is probably an area I want to spend a little bit more time on. Uh, if you want to make some decent money trading from home, this is probably the way of the moment, selling signals. Now, even from the last webinar I gave on this area probably a year ago, this has changed. I think it was like as recent as 2 months ago, the FCA in London, the old Financial Services Authority, I don't know what they're called now, but anyway, they have introduced licensing now, or they require all signal providers to be licensed, particularly if it's an automated signal. Now, this market has, especially in places like Japan, it's just exploded, and it's not uncommon to have 1,000 people, 1,000 followers paying a successful signal provider somewhere between $50 and $85 a month. These signals can be fully automated via platforms like the MT4. You've got new platforms coming through like Tradable and C-Trader and the like, and they are also, in fact, Tradable, I think, can offer both automated and non-automated signals, it's become very lucrative. As I just said, in places like Japan, I believe up to 80% of their of the accounts, and they're like one of the biggest, if not the biggest market in retail foreign exchange, and up to 80% of accounts are followers. So they just look for a winning signal and they look to follow them. But as I said, there's a push towards having these signal providers be licensed. So yeah, anyway, we just have to watch this space. It hasn't happened yet, apart from the UK, but it's coming. And I think it's probably within the next couple of years we can expect all of the main jurisdictions to require this licensing. Now, as you can see, if you've got 1,000 people following you at $50 per month, you can quite easily afford to go through all of the hoops required to get the proper license. And look, it's probably a good way that the market's. It's a good way for the market to go to get rid of some of the less savory elements. But as I said, if you can set yourself up in such a way to provide both automated, if you can set yourself up in a way to provide non-automated signals, then I believe you will be able to get past this licensing requirement. In other words, as long as the client gets a choice, gets to choose whether to pick the trade or not, then you will not be required to be licensed. This isn't going to work for high frequency trading, of course, or for day traders who need, who are very price sensitive. Then, even if it's only a matter of seconds for the signal to go out and the response to come back, it can defeat the purpose. So, non-automated signals, do not require a license. Automated, I think, in the next couple of years will. So what you're going to need is a track record. You will need to be able to prove that you have how many signals you deliver on average per month. On average, how much do you make, and how much do you lose on your losing trades? And your MyFX book or similar type services will automatically do this for you on platforms like MT4. So it's very easy to create a marketing story for yourself. Now, what I will say is I think it's important to limit the numbers of people who are following you, and also to limit the amount that these people are allowed to trade. For instance, if you have even one follower who's following you with hundreds of lots, then it's as soon as you place the signal and they follow you with that signal, the market's going to start moving. There is no guarantee on automated signals, or non-automated signals for that matter. There is no guarantee that each follower gets filled at the same rate that you place the signal. So this can be a big problem. big issue. And in fact, there was I won't go into it now, but there was a big story, probably maybe 3 months ago, in the Kiwi dollar, where a very successful follower, I think he had 1,200 followers or something, was, regularly moving the market. And then a big investment bank got to find, knew what was happening. And as soon as the signal was placed, they went in and reversed, the investment bank reversed the market, went the other way, and caused absolute havoc. So, yeah, it's certainly something you need to be wary of. And aware of is the number of people who follow you and the amount that they trade. I know it's hard to turn followers back, but I think it's important, and it's very important to limit. And it is doable in this day and age. It's doable to limit the numbers, or limit the amounts that people are allowed to follow you with. So, yeah, again, just to I think this is the best way for retail traders to earn additional income at this moment in time, is to provide trade signals.